Hey guys, this is Dr. Drew Kidwell here with Piedmont Concierge Physical Therapy.
And I'm Amanda Fournier. I'm a coach at Bull City CrossFit.
And today we want to talk through some common faults we'll see with the pull-up. So the first place that we wanted to start with is your grip width on the bar. So this is what we'll see sometimes is a patient or an athlete, they'll have too narrow of a grip on the bar. So it'll look something like this. And then their elbows are gonna jut forward in this direction. So I'm exaggerating, but you get the idea. What this is gonna do is cause a lot more stress at the elbow and the forearm. So I'll see a lot of patients that have medial epicondylitis, some medial golfer's elbow pain as a result of that. So what we wanna do is make sure you widen your grip a little bit. So however you would grab the bar when you're doing a push press, that's the same width that you want when you're grabbing the bar for a pull-up. So instead of here, you wanna go a little bit wider, and that's gonna engage your lats better.
Yep, and then in class, what we're looking for is we want the hand to be more on top of the pull-up bar. And what this does, it actually engages the lat a little bit more from the start through the whole movement, and it can keep your hands feeling better as you do multiple reps. One of the next faults we see in pull-ups is the start position. We see it through the ribs flaring right before the person goes to pull. So the ribs will be out like this and they'll do a pull-up in an arch position. So what we want to see at the bottom is the ribs staying down. This is going to engage the core more and pulling from this tucked position. And we want to hold that tucked position all the way to the top. This keeps you tighter, lighter, and using your core more, less pulling through your pec muscles and using more of your lats through the whole pull. Next fault I commonly see when coaching a class is for the pull-up, the shrugging up, either in the start position or the finish position for the pull-up. What we want to see is those shoulders to be down and back through the whole movement. Right now, Drew's going to demo what it looks like to have the shoulders shrugged up. Yep, and what we want to see instead is this part of the shoulder staying down and the pulling coming from the bottom of the shoulder here. And then maintaining that shoulder position even at the top, keeping the trap down.
Another fault we'll commonly see is asymmetry side to side. So if you look at someone's shoulder blade, especially if they have a tank top on, or for gentlemen, if they don't have a shirt on, you can see the positioning of their shoulder blades. So what Amanda's gonna do, she's gonna hop on the rig here to demonstrate an asymmetry of her shoulders. So you see how she's hiked up on this left side. And so we wanna see symmetry side to side, and we don't wanna see that hiking on the left shoulder blade. One of the drills I love to help correct that asymmetry of your shoulder blades is using a band. So this is just a Rogue band, and place it around the athlete's wrist like so. And so Amanda's gonna face this way, and she's gonna put good tension on the band like so. And then she's going to externally rotate. So let's say it was the left side that was giving her problems and it was hiking. She's going to externally rotate on this left side. And so you can see how it's still raising up a little bit. So what I'll say is, all right, Amanda, I want you to depress the shoulder a little bit. Try not to let that shoulder shrug, and do that same thing for me. Perfect. Let's do one more. And you wanna go nice and slow and controlled with this, so don't rush through it. All right, guys, another drill that I love, especially if you're dealing with some asymmetry between your shoulder blades, or maybe you're shrugging with your upper traps during the pull-up, is taking a PVC, and Amanda's gonna demonstrate, and just extending overhead, and you're gonna get good activation through your thoracic spine and your parascapular muscles. And so this is actually a really tough exercise, even though it's an unweighted PVC. After about 5 or 6 reps, you're really gonna start to feel it. So this is a great drill if you're having issues with your pull-up or even snatches or overhead work.